Hello everyone, today we will take 12.1 fractions and decimals. In this lesson, we will know how to write the fractions as a decimals. Let's start and watch the video.
How can you write a fraction as a decimal? Think about this question during the lesson.
So, how to write a fraction as a decimal? We will convert the fraction into decimal. What is the decimal? For example, 0.1 is a decimal number because we have the decimal point.
On Kelsey Street, 6 out of 10 houses have swing sets in their backyards. Write 6/10 as a decimal. Fractions and decimals can be used to show relationships between numbers. What does 6/10 signify? It means that out of the 10 houses on Kelsey Street, 6 have swing sets. To write 6/10 as a decimal, you can use a grid to help. There are 10 houses, so each house is 1/10, or 1/10.
So this grid shows out of 10. Let's try.
Drag 1/10 pieces into the grid to model 6/10.
So each one bar represents 1/10. 1/10 or 0.1. But we have 6 out of 10, so I should put 6/10 will give me 0.6. 6/10, because it's out of 10, and the 10 has 1 0, so I will write only one number after the point, which is the number in the numerator, 6, and before I will write 0.
1/10 equals 0.1. 6/10 is 6/10, or 0.6. Remember that the value of the first place to the right of the decimal point is tenths. So 6/10 of the houses have swing sets. In the Kelsey Street neighborhood, 75 out of 100 houses are two-story homes. Write 75/100ths as a decimal. Use a grid to help.
So in this grid, it is out of 100. So when it comes to us as a squares, so it means out of 100. And 75 out of 100 means 75/100. If we want to write it as a decimal, as we know, the 100 has 2 zeros, so after the decimal point, we should write 2 zeros, which is the 75. And before it, we have nothing, so we will write 0.75.
Decimal. Use a grid to help. There are 100 houses, so each house is 100th. 100th equals 0.01. 75/100 is 75/100ths, or 0.75. 75/100 equals 75/100ths. So 75/100ths of the houses are two-story homes. Why does 75/100 equal 0.75 and not 75? 75/100ths is a fraction or a part of a whole, so it must have a value less than 1.
Now you know how to write a fraction as a decimal.
Let's move to the questions. Question number 2, write a decimal and a fraction for the part of the grid that is shaded. As we know, the shaded, this grid is out of 10. And the shaded part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10, if we want to write it as a decimal number, because it's out of 10, and the 10 has one number, so after the decimal point, we will write only one number, which is the 5, and before the point 0. So 5 over 10 equals 0.5. For 3 to 6, write a decimal and fraction for each diagram. For number 3, it's out of 100 because this grid shows 100 squares inside it. So out of 100, the shaded parts are only 3. So I should write 2 numbers after the point, and I only have 3, so it is 0, 3. So it's 0.03. This is 0. And question number 4, I have I have the first one fully shaded. So it means 100 out of 100. 100 out of 100, as we know, it's equal to 1. And the second one I have, if you count them, it will become 54 out of 100. The 54 out of 100, which is equal as a decimal, 54 after the point and before the point 0, 0.54. So 1 plus 0.54, it will become both of them, the decimal point for all of it, 1.54. The fifth one, or question number 5, let's count them. How many shaded parts do I have? 10, 20, 30, and 9. So 39 out of 100. 2 numbers, sorry, after the decimal point. So 39 over 100, I will have 2 numbers after the decimal point, which are the 39 and 0 before 39, so 0.39. Let's move to the next page. Question number 13. A school has 100 windows. On a cool day, 95 of the windows were closed. Which decimal represents how many of the windows were open? So 95 were closed, and they have 100 windows, so the open windows are 5. So 5 out of 100. 2 numbers, because I have 2 zeros, so means 2 numbers after the decimal point, and they have only 1 number here, so it will become 0.5, and before the point 0, so 0.05, which is A. In question number 14, a singer wrote 100 songs in her career. She played guitar for 29 of the songs. Which fraction and decimal represents how many songs for which she played guitar? So she played guitar 29 out of 100 songs. So 29 out of 100, I will write 2 numbers after the decimal point, 29 and 0 before the decimal point. So 29 over 100, which is equal to 0.29, which is D.